In the most interesting Champions League quarter-finals matchup, Chelsea hosted Real Madrid at Stamford Bridge. While many predicted a tight game, 2 goals by the midway point of the first half by Karim Benzema grew to become the matchup upside down. While Chelsea pulled one return through Kai Havertz, Benzema capitalized on an Edward Mendy mistake to put Real Madrid 3-1 up. That is the way it ended, and now Real Madrid has a large chance to progress further in the competition. Here are 3 motives why Real Madrid will pass Chelsea and development to the Champions League semi-final. Obviously, this is the first and largest reason. Winning by 2 goals away from home is usually insurance enough in the Champions League to progress further. Now that the away goal rule is no longer in place anymore, it should be simpler for Chelsea to have a chance. However, they will be playing Real Madrid, and when it comes to this competition, Real Madrid is absolute kings. They have won it 13 times in the past, which includes the only time that the same club has won it back-to-back considering the rebranding of the Champions League in 1992. That team was very different from the one present today, but there are nonetheless players in the roster that were necessary to that run of the Spanish club. When it comes to this lead specifically, Real Madrid already has experience of defending this margin of victory in a return leg. Last season, Madrid played Liverpool and won with the same result in the first leg. Then, in the second leg at Anfield, Real Madrid set up their methods perfectly, allowing Liverpool to push on and lose strength early, losing the potentials of their gegenpress in the second half. That was with Zinedine Zidane at the helm, and now they have an even better tactician in Carlo Ancelotti. One great thing about having this lead is being able to set up a game plan that will include giving up control of the game, but nevertheless conserving stability, something Real Madrid has already shown in the first leg versus PSG and the second half of their game versus Chelsea. As it was briefly cited above, Real Madrid are the best team in the records of this competition. They have 13 titles, several semi-final appearances, and some iconic moments, including the great comeback versus PSG in just 17 minutes in the round of 16. While it might seem like it is irrelevant, there is actually something about Real Madrid and the Champions League. Despite having a depleted roster in so many regards since Cristiano Ronaldo left, they bounced back from 2 round of 16 losses in a row in 2019 and 2020 and now seem set to make their second straight semi-final. In simpler terms, Real Madrid can never be discounted in the Champions League. Even before this game, many analysts had Chelsea as favourites. Despite their internal troubles and a defeat at home to Brentford 4-1 before the game, the Blues were still up there in terms of quality with Real Madrid. One could even say that Chelsea dominated in much of the game, playing with more control of the midfield, but that did not end up bringing them success in the end. On the other hand, Real Madrid used 2 of their 4 chances, plus a fluke mistake by Mendy, to show everyone that there can be no lack of concentration when a team is playing them in this competition. It just seems like the experience of the Real Madrid squad, most fantastically Benzema and their Casemiro Cruz Modric midfield, just won them this game and should win this entire tie. Obviously, this is the first and biggest reason. Winning by 2 goals away from home is usually insurance enough in the Champions League to progress further. Now that the away goal rule is not in place anymore, it could be easier for Chelsea to have a chance. However, they will be playing Real Madrid, and when it comes to this competition, Real Madrid is absolute kings. They have won it 13 instances in the past, including the only time that the same club has won it back-to-back since the rebranding of the Champions League in 1992. That team was very different from the one existing today, but there are still players in the roster that were essential to that run of the Spanish. All season, Thomas Tuchel uses a formation that is dependent on 3 center-backs and full-backs that track back defensively. Against Real Madrid, it was Andreas Christensen playing on the right, supported by Reece James. Unfortunately for Chelsea and their techniques of a defensive line that plays high up, they played versus Vinicius Jr., who is rapid, and Benzema, who can reward his runs behind the defense. Reece James pushed far up the field and was not available to assist Christensen against Vini, who torched him for pace on 4 occasions by the end of the first half. The bigger problem for Chelsea going up in the second leg is that altering your whole approach does not really work if there is no time to prepare. Real Madrid are hosting Chelsea on Tuesday, the 12th of April, just 6 days after their first leg in London. That is not enough time to practice some different options, particularly considering the fact that they need to push up the field and attempt to score goals. What will probably happen in the second leg is that Tuchel will change who covers Vinicius on the right, but that will not help much. If Tuchel decides to push his backline further down the pitch, he will surrender some of the control to the opposition, which could kill off the tie. If he decides to push it up, no matter who is the center back on the right, Vinicius will always be quicker. It just seems that whatever Tuchel decides, Real Madrid will have the upper hand due to the pace of their superstar left winger. Kindly subscribe, like, share, comment and press on the notification bell for latest news outlines.